Charlie, when we over here met with you in December, you talked about, taking a look at the whole program, what you could do differently. You mentioned a few minutes ago about, maybe a little more physical. What other changes do you see? How is this spring going to be different than maybe the previous 2 springs?
Well, I think that the players are definitely going to feel a very, very great sense of urgency, similar to the first year I got here. There's going to be a great sense of urgency, and it's, the coaches are on board, the players are on board. This isn't something that's going to be unique and is going to catch them off guard. Because one of the things, by me being around these guys a heck of a lot more in this off-season, Tom, it's given me an opportunity to let them know. I said, look, fellas, I can sit here and talk to you and be buddy-buddy all you want, but when the bottom line comes, when we get on the field, it just doesn't work that way. The job that coaches have are to push the players to get them to play better, okay? And, because they understand that you have 2 sides, not 1 side, you're just not going to be on them all the time. I think that they already know what the expectations are as far as what the tempo is going to have to be in practice, because we all know that there wasn't one area of the team that you could say that you were satisfied with from last year. Not one. Okay, and the players are on board on that too. So this isn't going to catch anyone off guard.
You mentioned swagger as one of the goals for this year's spring camp. How do you instill swagger?
Here's what happens here's how you get swagger. You make plays. Make plays leads to confidence. Confidence leads to swagger. If you don't make any plays, how can you have any confidence? And if you don't have any confidence, then how can you have any swagger? So the first thing you got to do is you got to make plays. So I think that it starts with making plays. Swagger is something that you evolve to. Confidence is something that comes after you start making plays. Because a guy like David Bruton, who used to just be a special teams gunner, and one of the better ones at that, now is one of our best players on our team. Okay, and it happened because he started making plays, and then you start making plays, you start getting some confidence. Now it's taken him some time, but now he's got swagger, and we got to get more guys to get to step B and step C.
Sure. So when you're talking about coaching confidence and guys making plays, is that on the staff to put them in a position to make plays, or is that just on the guys to go out there and finally do it?
We had this conversation on Tuesday morning. What's today? Wednesday. Yesterday morning we had this exact conversation about putting people in position to make plays and then getting on their butt to make sure they do make them when they had an opportunity. What good does it do if you have a linebacker sitting there in a hole, okay, that just whooped the offensive lineman, and everyone's cheering that he whooped the offensive lineman, and then the back makes a miss? I mean, you still have to finish the play, okay? But I think that the first things first, put them in position to make plays. That's why the first week we won't do too many things exotic in the first 3 days out there, and then that'll pick up each week. We'll do more and more as far as the exotics go.